time on the Friends of Mother Jones Museum Board, and we welcome you along with the members of the cemetery board. So our next speaker will be President Scott Thomas of United Line Workers, Local 1613. He will give us a remembrance of Donnie Stewart, who was a noted miner and activist.
I'm Scott Thomas, President of UMWA Local 1613. These guys standing behind me are members of our local. There's a gentleman over here that came from Southern Illinois. It's our UMWA International Rep, Ronnie Huff. He drove a long way, and I appreciate that. And thank you, Ron. You see these guys in the blue t-shirts? One of them's got a sign. It's our 50th year as Local 1613. We had a big celebration plan, but everybody knows what happened there with COVID-19. It took care of that. So it's like I told somebody, God works in mysterious ways, and maybe he brought us here to have our celebration today. And I've got some words I'd like to say to you. And here we go. Referring to coal miners as her boys. I'd like to talk about one of her boys, one she'd been extremely proud of. His name, Donald Stewart. Donnie has been a member of UMWA Local 1613 for 45 years. Most of that time he served first as a committeeman, later as the local's president. Donnie was a member of the cemeteries committee, donating his time and energy to help with its upkeep. That was Donnie, trying to help anyone and everyone he could. I'd like to tell you a personal story I've never told in public. I think it truly captures his spirit and how he lived his life. When the mine closed at the end of 2007, Donnie went to work at the Litchfield IDS office. Through a grant from the AFL-CIO, he was a peer counselor, helping displaced miners find work or retraining. I, on the other hand, was having a complete disaster. 2 kids in college, things weren't going well. One day we met at one of the local's functions. He pulled me to the side and he said, "Your eyes look glazed, bloodshot. You been drinking?" I assured him I had not, and I told him, "Donnie, that's not alcohol, it's stress." As soon as I said that, I could tell it really bothered him. A couple days later, he came over to my house. He talked about a lot of things. Talked about his wife, Charlene, his daughters, Jackie and Kelly, his grandkids. And then he said this, I'll never forget it. He said, "I talked to Charlene and the AFL-CIO. It's okay with them. You've got 2 kids in college and need the money more than I do. You'd be doing me a big favor if you'd finish my time at the Litchfield office." The man had just offered me his job. How many people you know would do that? I'll never forget it. And typical Donnie, he wanted me to feel comfortable about accepting that job by saying I'd be doing him a favor. Really. So he did things like that, big and small, for hundreds of people. In July 2019, he was bestowed a great honor by being appointed director of Illinois Department of Mines and Minerals. A couple of weeks later, he got the cancer diagnosis that would claim his life, May 22nd, 2020, 65 years old. It was devastating for all of us personally. For our local, we had lost our heart and soul. Donnie was a devoted husband, father, grandfather, and union man. And people don't realize the sacrifices his family made to allow him to serve the way he did. I'd like to thank all of you for doing that for us, for sharing your time with him, with us. Thank you. And there's his wife back there, Charlene, his daughters, Jackie and Kelly, his grandkids. Thank you all. The best way to honor Donnie and the life he led is to continue doing what he did, helping others. The members of Local 1613 are volunteers. One of them here, Vern, is a volunteer with the museum committee. Another one here, Dan, volunteers with the Carlinville Food Pantry. They work with veterans, the elderly, and if you vote in person on election day, they'll be working the polling places. We are a local of retirees living on a fixed income, a modest pension and Social Security. Yet every month at our local meeting, this group donates generously, tens of thousands of dollars over the years. They have donated to this cemetery, to a scholarship at Gillespie High School, the WVU Foundation, which is going to name a wing of their children's hospital to honor Cecil Roberts at the UMWA, to Ohio County Equestrian Inc., a not-for-profit camp for disabled and disadvantaged kids that's ran by UMWA members John and Rhonda Leach, to St. Jude's, Shriners, Carlinville, Staunton, and Mount Olive food pantries, veterans groups, first responders, Harvest Feast, Illinois Council for the Blind, Alzheimer's, Ronald McDonald House, A. Melanoma, and the Mother Jones Museum. And that's just a fraction, that's just what's happened here recent, these donations. But there's one thing I want to bring up and add to this. It just happened here last weekend. We had our local meeting right here on this property. And these guys voted unanimously to purchase a bench for this cemetery, a monument-style bench. Pretty significant purchase for our local. They did not hesitate, didn't flinch. We wanted to honor Mr. Stewart and this local, and I want you to help me thank him. Mother Jones would be proud of these boys and girls. The essence of Mother Jones and the essence of Donnie Stewart, helping others. It's that simple. That's what Mother Jones did. That's what Donnie Stewart did. And that's what UMWA Local 1613 is going to continue to do. Thank you for having us. God rest the soul to those buried here. And God bless the United Mine Workers of America.